afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're listening from in the world. My name is Jacqueline Dixon, and you're tuned in to the Ordinary People Show. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And we're broadcasting live from Toronto, Canada, powered by GBKM TV Network. I'm in studio this absolutely fantastic sunny Saturday afternoon. Well, you know what? The Ordinary People Show seems to bring the sunshine every single time. But it is a glorious Saturday afternoon in the GTA, and we're so grateful for the sunshine today because it hasn't been the best time for us here in the GTA in the last couple of weeks, but let's enjoy it in the proper social distancing way that we can to the best of our ability. It's always awesome to be here with you, ladies and gentlemen, my Ordinary People listeners, my Ordinary People viewers, my supporters, my sponsors, all of the people that have supported GBKM Network and the Ordinary People Show since its inception about 4 years ago. Thank you so much. If I've never told you before, let me tell you now, I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is a brand new season for the Ordinary People Show. I'm so excited to be back in studio. Oh my gosh, what a year it has been. Huh? Oh my gosh. We've got so much to talk about over the next coming weeks and months as the Ordinary People Show is committed to bringing you all of the unfiltered, unadulterated news coverage on politics, event coverage, entrepreneur business, women's issues, and more right here on the Ordinary People Show. And I've got a lineup of shows and a lineup of ordinary people doing extraordinary things that are ready to come and meet you over the next coming weeks and months. So make sure you stay tuned to this show and to the network at all times. Well, how do you do that? It's really simple. Guess what? GBKM TV Network has migrated over to a brand new platform. Yes, we have a new home, and it's called www.gbkm.tv. You need to get over there, and you need to check out our brand new website, interactive website, state of the art. Why? Because we've gone 24 hours now. We provide 24-hour news, radio with the best of R&B, soca, reggae, calypso, Afro beats, and so much more. And of course, live shows that happen throughout the full course of the week. If you want to make sure that you never miss the Ordinary People Show again or any of the other fantastic shows on this platform, then go to our new website, which is www.gbkm.tv, and download our free app. That way you'll be notified every time we go live. You can take me everywhere you go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, let me just start with my pleasantries, as I always do, before we take our first commercial break, because we got a hot show for you today. We want to thank the sponsor that allows us to be on air today, and that would be New Era Communications. New Era Communications is a professional speaking platform dedicated to providing professional sales training to up-and-coming entrepreneurs and sales professionals. Is your business in need of learning the sales process? Do you want the gift that keeps on giving, which is the understanding how to generate revenue and keep it generating on a consistent basis for your business? Contact neweracommunications.ca. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who watch me on social media, you know what's up. It's all about the women. It's all about women entrepreneurship today. It's about winners. We're going to be talking to two fantastic, outstanding winners, entrepreneuring winners in the community today. And I'm excited to introduce them to you right after our first commercial break. I don't want you to go anywhere. Stay right there. I will be right back after our first commercial break.
This is not your regular show. It is an interactive section powered by the masses.
You go to Nigeria, you wake up, you go come. I just said now, I don't go to Nigeria.
Where we discuss issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. It's slices of humor to keep you entertained and thrilled. We are the GPKM Street Talk Team.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Ordinary People Show. Welcome back. Welcome back to today's topic, which is award-winning entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs to be specific. Ladies and gentlemen, how much do you know about the recent federal budget that has been released? How much do you know about it? Have you actually read it? Are you a business person looking to find out how that budget would or could potentially affect your livelihood, your business? Are your needs being reflected in the budget that was handed down recently by our minority liberal government? Well, we're going to try to help you to figure that out over the next coming weeks, because I believe that there is a lot to share where the budget is concerned. I've received the budget. I have a copy of it, and I tell you, that is a read and a half. And knowing how to disseminate the information that is being handed down based on the proposals that have been included in the budget, that is a chore to itself. So if you've got a network like GBKM TV that is committed to being able to dissect that information for you and then deliver it to you in a concise, practical, and very easy and simplified manner, then I would urge you to stay tuned to this station, because that's how we plan to deliver the information to you. Very easy to digest and very understandable. So the budget. Let's talk about one aspect of the federal budget that was recently handed down. Let me share some information with you in regards to the Liberal government's commitment through the Office of Small Business Development, which is run by the Minister, Mary Ng, Member of Parliament Mary Ng. So the Government of Canada is committed to advancing gender equality, women's economic empowerment, and supporting women entrepreneurs through the Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy announced in the budget of 2018. The full and equal participation of women in the economy is essential to Canada's competitiveness. Current female entrepreneurs face unique barriers as they move along the business cycle. As a result, women own fewer than 16% of businesses and are underrepresented in the economy. So the federal government believes that by addressing women's economic empowerment through initiatives such as the Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy, known as the Strategy, Canada will have the potential to add $150 billion in incremental GDP by the year of 2026. Wow. Is that how much power we're pulling, ladies? Ladies and gentlemen, let's just take in a quick video from our Minister of Small Business Development through the Liberal government, which is member of
Women Entrepreneurship Strategy, and it's going to double the number of women-owned businesses in Canada by 2025. We're supporting women entrepreneurs like you with investment capital, advice, and help in reaching new markets. We're putting nearly $2 billion behind this strategy to help you achieve your business goals. Whether you're starting a new business, looking to grow an existing one, or making the jump to exporting, we can help. Explore this website, find out more about the programs we offer, and apply today. Because when women succeed, everyone succeeds.
Yes, so that was your MP, your federal MP, Mary Ng, and she is the Member of Parliament for the Minister of Small Business Development in Canada, and that was her message to female entrepreneurs when the budget was announced and the allocation of a total of $50 million was given to her office in order to facilitate the needs of female entrepreneurs. I want to introduce to you two women who are recipients, trickle-down recipients of that fund that was allocated to the Small Business Development Office, and they're waiting in the wings right now. Let me introduce you to my two guests right now. Ladies and gentlemen, first I want to introduce you to Mimi. Mimi Cray was born and raised in Nigeria. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in banking and finance from Covenant University and moved to Canada in 2016 and completed her postgraduate degree in global business management from Conestoga College. She is a graduate of Smith Business School, Queen's University, with a degree in management, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And she's also the CEO and founder of Redeem Clothing Recycling. Good afternoon, Mimi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
Awesome. Fantastic. Listen, sit tight. I'm going to get right back to you. I want to introduce our other guest, which is Marcia Hebert. Marcia Hebert is the founder of Eat for Life by Marcia Inc. This is a startup solopreneur efficiency. She's a startup solopreneur efficiency expert. Marcia is the founder and creative director of Eat for Life by Marcia Inc., a health and wellness company focused on reducing diet-related diseases. She creates new.
Oh, I can't hear him. Can't hear. Mimi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear.
Hello.
This is odd.
Hello. Jacqueline, I hope you can hear me. Oh, yeah,
Marcia,
perfect. I can hear you now.
what I want to allow both of you to do is I did touch on your backgrounds to a certain degree, but I don't like to talk a lot about resumes and take up a lot of time talking about the resumes and bios of our guests. I like our guests to take the time to introduce themselves in a very personal way to the ordinary people, listeners, and viewers. Would you be so kind? Tell us a little bit about Marcia Hebert and Eat for Life by Marcia.
Yes, Marcia Hebert at Eat for Life by Marcia. Hello, and thank you, Jacqueline, for having me on just to talk about my journey to entrepreneurship. Before that journey, I was a Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica, came to Canada at age 12. That's a few years ago. I won't date myself. And so, yeah, and I have a twin sister who I came to Canada with. And from there, we end up into what you would call the Canadian. I love Canada. I really do. To me, it's my home. I've spent more years in Canada than I do in Jamaica. And so for me, it's about being part of the community, being part of the country, helping our community and help ourselves. So Marcia is a crazy girl. I love humor. I love food. I love to see people happy. I love to see people happy so much. I acronym JOY, just only yes. That's how you can increase your happiness, just joy for everyone. So that's a little bit about Marcia.
Thank you, Marcia. And you know what? Your happiness is absolutely contagious. Since meeting with you and corresponding with you, I can tell you I enjoy every opportunity that I get to talk to you because you're absolutely contagious. Mimi, Talk to me. First of all, tell us and pronounce that fantastic name that you have. So,
Thank
because I was so concerned about messing it up, I want to give you the opportunity to do that. Go ahead.
thank you. So I'm originally Nigerian. I'm from the southern part of Nigeria. My name is Ogenemi Jarikre. It actually means my first name actually means that I'm looking unto God. I came into Canada in 2016 after doing my under founding CEO of Redeem Clothing Recycling. It's an online platform for to conveniently donate your clothing items. We do this by partnering with small business that provide rewards for donating with us. I am a little bit, I think everyone who knows me know that I'm a little bit of a chatterbox. I love dancing. I love Afrobeat music because I'm Nigerian. We just love our music. And it's really a great opportunity to be here today to just talk a little bit about my experience so far, my journey so far. I'm excited.
Well, first of all, if no one else has told you, let me tell both of you congratulations. I'm so proud of both of you. I think you're awesome. You both got a fantastic business concept, and I am so confident that both of you are going to shoot right off with your concepts because your passion is clear. You've got your what it appears to me to have the right intentions as well. Your intentions are absolutely solid, and when you go into business with that type of attitude, I can't see anything else but success being the outcome. So let's break it down a little bit. We just heard, we got lots to talk about. There are a lot of women watching this show today, whether they're watching it in real time or they're watching it on demand, Marsha and Mimi, that want to hear from you. How did you make this happen for yourself? How did you go from dreaming about being an entrepreneur and a business owner to actually becoming a business owner, and then not just becoming a business owner, becoming an award-winning business owner? So these are the steps and the processes that they want to hear about because they're looking to you to inspire them, to motivate them, and to give them some sort of indicator that they too can one day be in your shoes. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
let's do this then. Now, so we just talked to the minister, we not talked to, but we just heard from Minister Mary Ng. Now, she is the member of Parliament, federal Parliament, that is responsible for small business development here in Canada. And the Liberals handed her $50 million in total, her department, $50 million in total to spend on female entrepreneurship programs with the hopes of being able to bring the total number, increase the total number of female entrepreneurs by the year of 2025 significantly and potentially bringing $150 billion additional dollars into the economy. So whenever it comes to women entrepreneurship and leadership, I'm all for that. So first thing we want to do is recognize the minister's office for even initiating that program and making sure that it trickles down to individuals like both of you. So just so that my listeners and viewers, though, because the budget can be a very complicated matter to understand, and understanding how the dynamics works within these processes, it can be daunting. So we're going to try to break it down in a really simplistic way so that people can understand. So the 2018 budget, in the 2018 budget, the Government of Canada allocated, in actual fact, it's a total of $50 million that her office got, just to let you know. But they allocated her specifically 20 million, or her office allocated 20 million for the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund, which is a fund that was created within that overall project of being able to use $50 million. The Women's Entrepreneurship Fund was to fund 200 projects But due to the strong demand from Women's Entrepreneurship Fund support, there was an additional $10 million actually added to that investment that made up the fund. So it went to $30 million and they had 100 more applicants. So just to wrap it up for you, there was a total of just over $30 million that has already been spent for women entrepreneurship programs. And there was approximately 300 and I believe 20 businesses that were the recipients, 320 businesses were the recipients of that total of $30 million that was spent. And all of this is on her website. When you go to the website, you can see all of this information because transparency is a big part of the Liberals' agenda. And if you go to the Minister Mary Ng's website and follow the links, you will be able to see how the money was allocated. It's an amazing spread. So when we talk about the actual distribution of funds, we have to understand that also the Minister of Small Business Development works in connection with other organizations. So, for example, the BBPA, or more importantly, the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund, which is a arm of the government that is being run through Ryerson University. And they came up with, they were administering the funds, in which case they were enlisting businesses within the community to get involved in helping them to determine some projects that could be worthy of receiving some funding. So one of those organizations was the BBPA. So the BBPA, along with some other organizations, came together and said, listen, we believe that we can allocate some of those funds to some startup businesses, entrepreneurs by creating a challenge called Rise Up. Am I correct? So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay,
you are.
so you two are winners of this challenge called Rise Up, which was actually administered by the BBPA. So what we were hoping that you could do for us now is just take us on a walk as to how this came about. I'm going to start with you, Marcia. What did you hear? How did you receive this information about this challenge? And what were the steps and processes that you took in order to actually enter into the challenge and then eventually become a winner?
Well, yes, I think a lot of it started with women supporting women. I belong to the Canadian Women in Food, and they heard about this information and forwarded it to me. There's also on Instagram, I met a virtual business friend, Fusion Fit Food. We have collab together, and she also sent me this information. And I received that information around, I think it was around January. So at that time, I didn't know it actually started in the year before, in October. So once I received that, I immediately applied because running a business, I needed that win to take my business much further and faster. So that's how I heard about it. And then I just submitted my application right away. And then from there, I wasn't aware there was over 750 Black entrepreneur women that was entering this contest. What it was is the Rise Up business pitch. So you make a pitch about your business, and they have different categories, and I apply in the hospitality and food category. That was my category.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And Mimi, tell us about how you came to know about this challenge and what was your process?
Also quite similar to Marsha's.
Can you just speak up a little bit for us, please, dear?
Sure. Also quite similar to Marsha's. As a graduate of Queen's University, we have an alum page on Slack where we all meet to discuss business. And an entrepreneur, a woman, actually my friend and classmate, sent me the link. She posted the link actually on the group, and she tagged me to apply. I initially thought to myself, like, I don't think that I would be able to win the 10,000, so I'm not going to apply. But again, I think I saw it again on LinkedIn, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try. If I don't get the 10,000, which was a surprise to me because I wasn't expecting it. When I applied, I didn't know that over 700 Black women applied for this opportunity as well. So it was amazing to me that I was actually chosen and that my pitch actually won. I have a volunteer that worked with me and who we came together to do the pitch and put up the presentation, and that's how I applied and got to win.
Thank you. Wow, that's awesome. So isn't that amazing though? Like you initially you get these links or somebody by word of mouth or somebody who believes in you encourages you to actually apply for one of these contests, and your first thought is maybe like, why would I win? Right? Like how could I possibly walk away a winner from a challenge such as that? But you went ahead and did it anyway, right? So maybe one of the things that was encouraging was the fact that this was specifically for Black female entrepreneurs. Am I correct? And the reason, one of the reasons, of course, is the BBPA, which is the Black Business Professional Association, caters to the Black community. So by them actually getting the support from the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund, they were able to create this very niche contest, and you end up being winner. So I want to just share a little bit about that, the contest with our listeners. So this contest was called Rise Up, and it had actually included 8 different award categories representing various sectors from business and life, that were business and life stages, both financial and non-financial prizes awarded to the winners. All award winners and runner-ups had the opportunity to be featured in the WEC, which is the acronym for the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund. And as a result of that, you were in front of some judges. You were asked to appear in front of some judges by video stream. So it was a virtual event, and you had to make a pitch, right? You had to do a sales pitch. Well, I'm a sales trainer, so I love that stuff, okay? So you had to do a sales pitch as to why you believe you should be the recipient of that award for that particular category. So the category that Mimi applied for was startup, right? That was the category that you would, and then for Marsha, you went into the hospitality and food category. Very for applications in December of 2020, and yes, there were over 700 applicants that applied, and it whittled down to the top people within those categories, and you guys ended up being the top people in the categories. But for new companies in the startup category, which is yours, Mimi, I want to talk about yours. In the startup category, that was for businesses that were operating for less than 1 year. Okay, so you had to be in business for less than 1 year, and that you were building a brand new product or service for the market or industry. And if you have one or more founders or are in the early stages of business development, that's the one you applied for. So I want to know more about your business, because clearly, as it says, you were in business for less than a year. It's a brand new startup. Tell us about this startup company and how it came about as far as the concept is concerned.
Sure. When I was doing my master's at Queen's University, it was what I actually worked on my project. That was what I worked on my project. And while I was in school, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune deficiency disease. And I was actually scared that I wouldn't make it. In 2019, while I was graduating, I decided that even though I was sick at this point, I was going through biopsies and blood tests every other week. I decided I wanted to start my own company. So after I graduated, I did the Y Combinator startup school. And while I was going to hospitals every other week, my business was sort of like a distraction for me because I created the logo using Canva. I also created my website using Wix. I went ahead to I had Scotiabank SIM points, and I bought e-dining gift card that I gave to my customers who donated their clothes to me, and that's how my company was founded. And when I started the process in 2020, I officially decided to start the company. I registered the company, incorporated the company, and I started working on my idea that I'd worked on. I feel like a lot of clothes are ending up in the landfill, and we can prevent that. And some of these clothes are still in good condition. And I thought to myself, it will be a great opportunity to provide rewards for donating your clothing items. And I also felt like donating your clothes in Canada, it's pretty um, I wouldn't lackluster just because the process is not convenient. Every time you want to donate your clothes, you have to go into a drop-off location, or you have to look for a bin. I wanted that to be simple. I wanted it to be a little bit convenient. I wanted you to be able to just log onto a website, pick a date and in time to schedule your
Pickup.
delivery
So
or your
just stop there
donation.
for a minute because that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And as simple as it might, as you are explaining it, I can't imagine why the big bosses within some of these donation, accepting companies didn't think of this. So just to make it really straightforward for the listeners, you offer, your company provides pickup services for any clothing that you would like to donate, free of
That,
charge,
yeah,
right?
that's
So
correct.
you all that you have to do is go to your website, schedule the pickup date, and you will send somebody over there, and you partnered with some companies like UPS and things of that nature, and they will pick up the clothing, and then when you get the clothing, what are you doing with the clothing?
So once we get the clothing, I sort them out into two buckets. So the items that are in good condition, we sell on our social media platforms. The items are not in good condition. We're partnered with Fashion Intent here in Canada to upcycle those items into other products that will be sold on our social media platforms. So we currently just added a volunteer fashion designer that will be helping us do that. I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay, because it's unfortunate that we weren't able to get that information to show some of our viewers, but I have seen her presentation, and I am urging all of my listeners and viewers to get over to her website so that you can see this presentation. It is absolutely phenomenal. So what she's doing here now is she's putting the clothing into two different buckets, as she says, clothing that can be reused and redistributed, and then there's clothing that is maybe too damaged and it can't be reused and redistributed, but it can be repurposed, right? So you repurpose the clothing and you turn some of the clothing into African art, bracelets, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, for the person who's donating the clothing to you, we can pick up things like reward points. Tell us about the reward program.
So every donation you give to us, you get points that we you use to redeem rewards from our partners. So we have partnered with some amazing businesses here in Ontario to give you those rewards, from learning how to make sourdough to some nice African products, the skincare products. So we are really excited about that. So every donation you get 100 points to redeem towards any of the rewards that you'd like.
Fantastic. Awesome. So now, as far as the clients who are donating as well. What type of charities, if any, are you associated with that they can feel that they are not only are they helping to keep these clothes out of the landfill, because a lot of clothes, as you'd mentioned, does end up in landfill because people are not going to the donation boxes and the bins, and therefore they're putting it in garbage. So they end up in the landfill, which serves nobody any purpose. But you've also hooked yourself up with some charities. Tell us about some of the charities that you are supporting through this business.
Sure. So one of the major charities that I work with is a company called Africa Cleanup in Nigeria. So what they do, they clean up Nigeria from clean up waste, plastic waste in Nigeria. Nigerians can be a little, the streets are a little littered with plastics, and we want to change that. This company is doing that. So a little a percentage of our profit goes to the charity to help clean up the plastic in Nigeria. So you can also look up on their website, African Cleanup Initiative on Instagram, and also on my website at www.redeemclothingrecycling.com.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Hold tight. We're coming back to you. I'm just loving all of this. Marsha! Marsha, listen. Your company is it's electrifying for so many different reasons. Not only is the president and CEO an electrifying person, but my gosh, what a purposeful product that you have brought to the marketplace that so many of us are in need of. People need to know about the extent that you have gone to not just change your life, but to change the lives of so many others. Tell us about your product that eventually ended up winning this Rise Up competition.
Well, snacking, you know what? Snacking is huge for us. One of the biggest things, I love my cookies, cakes, muffins, and all that. But Mimi, who has autoimmune iron deficiency, I have that same issue too. And I grew up with a lot of pain, a lot of just could not perform very well, cramps, gut issues, rashes all over my skin. And so I didn't know, like when I came to Canada, when I come with it, it was later that I found out that anemia is a symptom of celiac. At the time, I didn't know I had gluten issues, and I did not know that I had dairy issues. So us Jamaican, we like to eat our bread and butter every night before bedtime. That was a killer for me. I did not know that. So every night I would have my bread and butter. I would go to bed, doubled up in pain, serious pain, worse than giving birth to my daughter, like totally worse than giving birth. So then it became where I love food. I love food. And I just thought, why do we need to suffer like this? Why can't I just, eat and not feel guilty and not feel worried and not feel afraid to have those food? And over the years, I just had enough. One day I was at work and I got up from my desk and my leg gave out on me. It felt like rubber. My hands were just feeling like I got scared. I really got scared. And I said, oh dear God, I'm not going out like this. There is no way. And so then I just kind of just looking at my daughter, and I thought I need to be here for my daughter. And I was becoming obese. I was becoming overweight. I had anxiety. I was depressed. I was, you name it, everything, but nobody knew it had anything to do with the gluten and the dairy. And then I just started learning more about nutrition. I took a nutrition class and I started looking back at how I had eaten in Jamaica. And I thought, we had most of the food were natural food. I never had those kind of issues until I came to Canada. When I came to Canada, I see all these lovely cookies and oh my gosh, and I dive right in. Unbeknownst to me, the danger that I was doing to my body. So then it became like, what does healthy look like? You hear it all the time, eat less food, like healthy food, but what does that look like for me and my body? And so then I just thought, what, God made all this gorgeous natural food and we love snacks and cookies. So then I just woke up one day, I just gave it to God. I said, dear God, please. I woke up one day and start making recipes, cookies from nuts and seeds and muffins and all of that. And I've always been an entrepreneur. So for me, it was like about helping others. I feel like when I help myself, I need to give back. I need to help others as well. And so that's how it got started. I just wanted to help others. I first wanted to help myself, be there for my daughter. And then I want to tell people, like, you don't have to feel guilty about eating that cookie, about eating that cake. You hear it all the time. Snacking is bad. Snacking is bad. And I'm just a rebel. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, and then that's how it came about, because I was tired of hearing this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. I wanted to say, this is good for you. Eat your cookie. It's like when Oprah on her show, and she said, you get a car and you get a car. I want to say, you get a cookie and you get a cookie, and happy, eat it, guilt free.
Well, let me stop. I'm telling you something. Let me just stop you right there for a second, because I have seen the lineup of cookies and treats that you put out through Eat for Marsha, okay? Like Eat for Life. It is amazing. They look delicious. I can't believe that those products are gluten-free and free of all of the byproducts and preservatives and all of that processed those processed ingredients that we so love to consume. It's so hard to believe. But and you've expanded your line to include so many different products. And again, this is another one of those situations where listeners and viewers, you have to go to her website and you've got to see the full lineup. I thought to myself, if I bring all of that stuff to my show, the whole show would be consisted of showing Marsha's products. There are so many products that she has in this line of snacks that are absolutely delicious, nutritious, and very, very affordable. So this was the concept. You, in your need to save your life, you ended up saving the lives of others as well. How important is that, right? And same with you, Mimi, right? In your need, right, to collect these the donations and stop filling up our landfills, you ended up providing a service to so many others, and also the charitable organizations that are going to be rewarded as a result of these businesses. Now let's talk about funding for women and why it's important. What did winning this competition enable you to do for your business concept? So we'll start with Marsha now. So Marsha, here you are. The concept was good. You were living your dream. You're starting to make your recipes. You got your cookbook out there, but it wasn't perfect, right? And money, I'm sure, was tight. Starting a new business, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And people need to understand, it's not just about getting pretty websites and nice logos. You have to be able to convert that product and service into a sale, correct? In order to generate revenues to keep your business going. So what did winning this contest, what did it enable you to do, being able to get $10,000?
Well, it enabled me to get more sleep. Because that money that I won allowed me to hire a team, and that team, but I wasn't getting enough sleep. But thank God that the food that I eat it just helped me, because I had so much energy that even when I did go to my bed at midnight, I would get up at 4:30 in the morning, and that means I had to get to work. But winning that money really helped me to hire my team so we can get to market faster and better.
Fantastic. And what about you, Mimi? What was that? The $10,000, winning these funds. What did that enable you to do for your business? What did it mean to you?
I think for me, first of all, it was confidence that what I had started was actually something worth paying attention to. And then secondly, it helped me in marketing, getting the business out there, getting people to know that Redeem Clothing is there. A lot of people know about my company. Getting to, start the product line that I want to. So that's the African inspired sustainable clothing line. So that's what the 10,000 has done for me. It has given me confidence. It has helped me with my product line. It's also helped me in marketing, which is really great, because as an entrepreneur, as you mentioned, starting the business, I practically had to work two jobs to support myself and the business. So I think, as Marsha said, it also gave me good sleep because I don't have to worry so much about things that need to get done.
Awesome, good stuff. So, it gave you a leg up, but the biggest takeaway for me from what I'm understanding is confidence, right? We as female entrepreneurs have to have confidence. We have to have confidence and belief in our abilities to be successful. If we don't believe in our product or service, who will, right? And that confidence has to elude when we speak to people, when we make our presentations, and that pride of ownership will show itself up and pay off, as it did in your particular cases, because your pitches obviously captivated the judges, which were a total of how many, by the way? How many judges did you all have?
I think we have about six.
Six judges? And
Yes.
how many rounds did you go through? 2 rounds. My understanding is it's 2. Is that right?
Yes, so the first application, and then afterwards we had to we are paired with mentors that helped us, and then the pitch competition.
Right. Okay. Good. Awesome. Good stuff. So now I want to talk about the need for funding, more funding for female entrepreneurs. Now, in your particular case, this program that the BBPA administered through the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund, it was specifically for females of color, right? Blacks, to be specific. Did you find, prior to learning about this funding program, did you find that it was difficult for you to hear about funding, acquire funding, and even if there was funding available, you being a Black woman, was it that much more difficult for you? I'm just curious to find out what was that experience like. Can you share that with us, please, Marcia?
Yes, like I mean, I've been in Canada for over 30 some years, and no matter how good you are, my dad always said, you need to be 3 times better. You need to do this much. And I have done it. I am this 3 times better than them. That's why I know about my business. That's why I know how to run my business on my own. But if it wasn't for the BBPA, I wouldn't have got this money. Because even though all of this stuff is out there, there's something about the color of your skin, why you are limited or don't know. And it just makes me just like, enough is enough. We're all in this together. You have a business idea. I have a business idea. We're here to help our community, our world, our country. And I know for the stuff that I had to do, so I thought about, what about the others like myself who don't have this information and don't have this type of skill set? And that's why I started the Facebook group, Startup Unicorn Businesses, because I just dumped all the resources that I found. I put in that Facebook group that can help others like myself, whether you're a woman of color or it's because you've been undervalued and not recognized. I just think enough is enough. So that was it for me. It was just, we didn't know about these things. I'm like, how do we know? And how can we find out? And I'm a person that I'm always looking at news, always looking at trend. And I think about others who don't even think about this stuff. How would they know? I know a lot of Black entrepreneurs, or even women that are just undervalued, that have great ideas, and they didn't know about this stuff. I said, did you know this is going on? They didn't know. So I just take the initiative to help. Whatever I can do, whenever I can do it, I am there to help them, because I know what it feels like, and none of us should have to go through that. We are here for a reason, and that reason is to help each other build together and grow together.
Thank you. Was that your experience as well, Mimi? Something similar, or tell us about your experience prior to this contest where funding is concerned?
I think when funding is concerned, especially for Black women and also an immigrant, it is a little bit harder. I don't, in all honesty, sometimes applying for this competitions, I'm really scared. And I think one of the reasons why I applied to the BBPA was because it was jet towards Black women. And I told myself, you know what? I'm a Black woman. I don't know if I would make it, but it is a great opportunity. And I think that it is very, very disappointing that a lot of Black women with so many great ideas don't know about the opportunities that are available. And I will give a thumbs up to Marsha for starting that Facebook page, because a lot of women, not just Black women, a lot of women need to know that there are opportunities out there to, advertise your business, to, apply for funding, to possibly even get funding for your businesses. Because and also as a startup, a lot of the fundings are not get to a startup because they want you to be able to prove your concept. They want you to be able to prove that you know what you're doing. So having this competition, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to apply for. If I don't win, I might as well show what my company is about.
I agree with both of you on so many different levels. First, let's talk about the sharing of information. Knowledge is power. I'm a big believer that knowledge is power, but there are so many of us. When I say us, I'm not just talking BIPOC women, I'm talking women on a whole that don't take the initiative to actually do the research which is necessary to find out about programs and services that are geared specifically to women and specifically female entrepreneurs. We wait for the information to be brought to us, and if there's anything that I want to do today, it's encourage women out there of every color that don't wait for information to come to you. It's your job to go out and seek that information. And one of the things you can start by doing is going to your member of parliament, or going to various different websites, such as the website for Mary Ng, specifically which is the Minister of Small Business Development. When you go there, you're going to see a lot of information, but you need to drill down into that information to find out what could specifically pertain to you and your needs. So the one thing that comes out of her website for small business development is this organization called the Women's Entrepreneurship Fund. And I would urge all females of every color to pursue that organization and ask the right questions about how this money is being allocated, who it's being allocated to, and what is the criteria in order to receive the funds that have been given to this organization. Because accountability is also important. We need to know that the money that the federal government has passed down to these various different organizations are being applied and used correctly. And they are being used to address the underserved communities, such as the Black female entrepreneur, who really never really had anything tailored specifically to her. In all of my years of being a business owner, I have personally not heard of any program specifically tiered to the Black female entrepreneur. It's a whole different ball game when it is just female entrepreneurs, because we are outnumbered when we are dealing with our Caucasian counterparts. And now the competition gets really stiff, doesn't it, ladies? So you feel like you're going to be just looked right over, like I'm going to apply with all of these females and all of them are Caucasians and they've all got connections and I don't have any of that. Why bother? Forget it. I'm going to go back and sit on the couch, right?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. We need to hold these government agencies accountable, and I am personally going to be doing that because there's a number of research opportunities that have now come been made available to me now as a result of finding out about this Rise Up Challenge. So I really want to thank both of you for that, for bringing that information to me about your winnings. So Now, this is, we're going to conclude the show right now, but I can't conclude the show without giving both of you an opportunity to give us a pitch. Okay? So you gotta give us a pitch and tell us why this business that you have created, you've started, and that you've now just been awarded $10,000 to invest in, needs to be recognized, and why do we need to support you? Just to let you know, I'm going to be supporting both of you. So all of my clothing now, which I give away a lot, is going definitely to you, Mimi, and I will definitely be ordering my Eat for Life snacks from Marsha, without a doubt. So pitch me, Marsha. Tell me why I need to buy Eat for Life snacks and not the snacks that Metro or any of these other stores are providing. Go ahead.
Now is the time. If you have a diet-related disease, or if you have a gluten or dairy issues or intolerance, this is the time now to get healthier and happier. We are in a crisis, and it's no longer an option not to get healthy. If you want your family, your friends, and you want to have a good life, this is the time. And there's no more excuse, because now you don't have to worry about not eating that cookie. You don't have to worry about not eating that cake. You can have all the cake and cookie you want guilt-free. And so what we have done, we give you plenty of options to choose. You can learn by cooking these things from our magazine or our cookbook. And I've also made it easier by providing some of the essential ingredients, what we call our Snackalicious pack, where we focus on just that: cookies, cakes, muffins, and more. No more excuse, no more guilt. You can be happy and eat your food all you want.
Thank you.
And you can check out at eatforlifebymarsha.com.
There you go. There you go. Eat for Life by Marsha.com. Mimi, take it away.
I think especially now with COVID, a lot of the bins are full. A lot of the locations are no longer taking used clothing items. You can do that on my website, www.redeemclothingrecycling.com. It's simple. It's pretty easy. No need to drive 3 hours in the city looking for where to drop off your used clothing items. If you're moving, you need to drop off your items. You can go onto my website to do that. It is pretty easy. It's convenient, and you also get rewards for it. You also get to support local businesses in Ontario. You also get to support me. So I would say get going right now.
What's your website?
www.redeemclothingrecycling.com.
Fantastic. Thank you both, ladies. Thank you both, beautiful ladies, for sharing your story of success with us. I'm sure it has inspired many. And whether you're watching this show live or you're watching it on demand, ladies and gentlemen, like and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get the information out into the community, not just about these two female entrepreneurs, but for female entrepreneurs on a whole. Let's hold our government officials accountable, and let's ensure that we are taking advantage of the resources, programs, and services that are being afforded to female entrepreneurs. Because remember, we are stronger together. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Ordinary People Show this week. If you want to know more about Marsha or Mimi, hit me up and I will get you connected to these two fantastic females, and you can support them just like I will be doing. But remember that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have some mental health episodes that will be starting as of next week. We're going to be running a two-part series on mental health issues within the African Canadian community, specifically youth, and of course the dreaded conversation that nobody wants to talk about, domestic violence, the effects of domestic violence on our mental health. Ladies and gentlemen, always keep it locked right here to GBKM Network and the Ordinary People Show each and every week right here on GBKM TV. With that, I'd like to say cheers. See you next week.
GBKM TV, the station